It is a pleasure to welcome you today at the Republican online masterclass. I am delighted to share insights and practical strategies on the topic different learners, one goal, effective implementation of inclusive practices. My name is Ahmetjанова Айжан Сатбековна, and I am an English teacher at Abay Secondary School. In this presentation, I will discuss evidence-based strategies and practical approaches for implementing inclusive education in diverse classrooms. I am to highlight how differentiated instruction and targeted support can ensure that every learner, regardless of their individual needs, achieves meaningful learning outcomes. I hope that sharing my professional experience will contribute to our collective understanding and development of inclusive pedagogical practices.
Айжан, камераңызды сәл төмен түсірсеңіз, иә? Don't forget to change your pages, slides.
Okay. Firstly, I would like to begin by stating that the objective of my presentation is to demonstrate how we can provide accessible tasks for students of different levels through differentiation. Differentiation is a fundamental strategy in inclusive education because it enables us to address the diverse needs of learners while maintaining high educational standards. Specifically, the list objectives I am to address are threefold. First, to introduce the types of differentiation. Second, to demonstrate practical examples of task adaptation. And third, to present strategies for working with students who have special educational needs. Moreover, my focus will be on students diagnosed according to the PMPC conclusion with early stage insufficient voluntary regulation of activity. For these learners, it is essential that instructions are concise, clear, and limited to one action at a time. In addition, the volume of tasks should be reduced and the choice of options restricted to only two. Speaking is often limited to from 1 to 2 words or ready-made model with the teacher providing verbal guidance at each group. Furthermore, due to weak voluntary regulation, it is important that the time allocated for each task is limited. Constant praise is provided in visual monitoring is maintained. These adaptations are not only practical but also ensure that students remain engaged and motivated while successfully completing tasks. Consequently, teachers who implement these strategies will be able to design differentiated tasks effectively and will be prepared to conduct inclusive lessons where every learner can reach to their potential. By applying these approaches, we uphold the principle that different learners can work towards one goal, namely equitable access to education and meaningful learning outcomes. Inclusive practices are essential in contemporary education. They require careful planning, professional expertise and commitment to supporting every learner, particularly those with additional needs. I hope that sharing my experience today will provide usable strategies for all of you and inspire further discussion on effective inclusive teaching practice. Having discussed the objectives of providing accessible task through differentiation, we now move to practical example of how this works in this classroom. Here you can see how the lesson objectives translate into specific activities that allow all learners, including those with special educational needs, to participate successfully. The lesson objectives are aligned with curriculum standards, which emphasize making basic statements on the general topics and reading short texts with some support. By the end of the lesson, learners will be able to make a simple statement about volleyball and football. For example, volleyball has 6 players, or football has a goalkeeper. Express their preferences using basic sentences such as "I like football" or "I like volleyball." This is particularly adapted for students with special educational needs. Read and understand short, simple texts about these sports with teacher support. Identify specific information in the text, including keywords like players, goalkeeper, hands, ball, and which supports comprehension for learners with additional needs. Now that we have looked at the lesson objectives and the skills students we develop when learning about popular sports, we move to a specific task that helps check comprehension. On this task, students are asked to complete true or false statements. They read the statements carefully and decide whether they are true or false based on the text. For students with special educational needs, the task is adapted so that they can choose the answer using key words from the text, ensuring they can participate successfully. The main benefit of this true-false task for students with special educational needs is that it simplifies the decision-making process. By By focus on key words from the text, students can accurately identify answers without being overwhelmed. This approach supports comprehension, builds confidence, and allows them to actively participate alongside their peers. Having practiced true-false statements, we will now build on that skill by identifying which sport each sentence describes. This task allows students to apply key information from this text in a different way. Reinforcing comprehension and supporting all learners, including those with special educational needs. The advantage of this task for students with special educational needs, SEN, is that it focuses on key information. Students use specific words from the text, for example, 6 players, goalkeeper, to make choices, reducing cognitive load. Supports comprehension, reinforces understanding through recognition rather than free, making easier for students with language or processing difficulties. Provides clear structure. The two-option format limits confusion and helps students make a decision confidently. Encourages engagement. The interactive visual aspect of ticking the correct spots keeps learners motivated, builds on prior knowledge, connects to previous true-false tasks, scaffolding learning step by step. After completing the previous task, students need to have the opportunity to practice the new vocabulary and the structures through a communicative activity. As this task, students will use the new vocabulary in context by creating short dialogue. This task allows students to practice speaking through role reading, while learners with special educational needs can express their ideas using simple ready-made sentences such as "I like football" or "I like volleyball." This task benefits students with special educational needs by allowing them to practice speaking through simple structured sentences, which reduces cognitive load and builds confidence in oral communication. At first, I checked the students' knowledge about football and volleyball. I asked if they liked football or volleyball. Then I presented pictures, new words were in pictures. Students categorized them into two groups: football and volleyball. Next step was introduction with new vocabulary. Then we read the text one by one and translate it. For the post-reading task, I prepared a test where were 3 questions with 3 answers. Also, I gave a task for students with special educational need to find new words from the text. After this task, students worked in pairs. They made simple dialogues. Having demonstrated the sequence of differentiated tasks in the practical implementation, I would like to draw your attention to how these activities were carefully adapted to meet the needs of students with the beginning of level third general speech and development in the insufficient voluntary regulation of activity. The main emphasis in all tasks was placed on word recognition and repetition rather than sentence construction. Movement elements were included to maintain attention, and the pronunciation was practiced using prepared speech models. When working with children with this diagnosis, it is strongly recommended to avoid long texts. Limit each task to 3 or 4 minutes. Provide continuous positive reinforcement and consistently follow the sequence word, action, picture, and repetition. These conditions create a supportive learning environment and ensure meaningful participation for every learner. As a result of the differentiated and adapted tasks, learners were able to demonstrate basic understanding of the topic, recognize keywords, make simple choices, pronounce 1 or 2 essential words, and participate meaningfully in classroom activities. This approach fully complies with the principles of inclusive education, speech, and special pedagogy. In conclusion, the applied adaptations ensured not only access to the learning content, but also achievement of the intended learning objectives for all students. This, I believe,
you,
to provide
Ayjан, thank you. The time is up. Thank you for your sharing your experience